Hello there and welcome to another exciting edition of your favorite all-women relationship talk show, Sister Sister, on City TV and City FM. It's another week. Feels great to be back on air. And of course, we've got some exciting conversations coming up and we'll get into it right after this. All right, you're welcome back to Sister Sister. So there are various ways that you can interact with us. Remember, it's a relationship talk show. And so we're soliciting for, your questions. Maybe there's something going on in your relationship you'd like us to weigh in on. This is the platform to do that. So send it ahead of time to 054-998-6996 or send an email to jessica@cityfmonline.com. Also, we are on Facebook. Search for Sister Sister Live and join us over there. Let's say hello to my sisters. Tina's here looking like a little chorister. You look so cute. Who dressed you today?
Shout out to the very man, Team Alfie.
Oh, Team Alfie Couture.
Yeah,
right.
So yeah,
Nice.
everything Ketsy him. Oh no, actually, my hair Ketsy you. Recommendation from you. But yeah, payment from... Yeah.
you want everybody to know that I recommend. I didn't pay for you. But my brother is there. Why should I pay for you? Okay.
It's okay, yeah. Yeah, so everything else, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You look lovely. Like a little angel.
Yeah.
Except we know better.
Oh.
Anyway, so Olivia's here as well. Good to see you, Livy.
You too.
What's new since we last met?
Nothing.
And you're not even lying.
No, I'm not lying. Nothing. Just looking for many more opportunities to do what I do best. But besides that, like we spoke about, but besides that, I'm good.
Great stuff.
Oh, Lord.
Hey.
Rosie.
I think you should introduce me first before Lily.
No.
She finishes, she takes the energy out of her.
Yeah, it's like she says everything.
Oh, but I'm
How you
doing
doing?
good. I'm doing much better this week and I'm fine.
Rosie's rocking her hair.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
That's for you.
Maybe one day I should just come on set and just cut it off.
No.
Okay, sorry, I won't do that.
Are you
Sorry.
kidding me?
Apologies.
Like, I'm never envious, but your hair, I am envious of.
Really?
Don't you see how I fuss about you all the time?
know.
Just
I know.
And guys, this is all of it.
Yeah.
For real.
This is all her hair. This is all her
goosebumps.
hair. No
Yeah.
attachments. Woo. Lovely.
Really
Lovely.
nice.
Anyway, good to see you, Rosie.
Good to see you too. Good
Yeah,
to see
super
you too,
stuff.
as
So
always.
let's get right into action.
Yes,
One says, dear
please.
sisters, I desperately need your help. Started working in a new department recently, and I've known no peace since my transfer. My boss pushes me into his office, collects my phones, and forcibly has sex with me, sometimes without protection. I protested several times, but he doesn't seem to care. I'm a married woman, and I'm afraid to tell my husband. He lost his job last year. Losing this job certainly will put a strain on our finances. I'm afraid to report because I don't have any evidence. I'm miserable. I feel dirty. I wish I could just end it all by leaving this earth. I'm desperately seeking your advice. Please help.
Just I have so many questions, and I'm not even blaming the woman, or I'm not going to blame anybody, whatever. But my question is, if you're uncomfortable with something, you get out of the situation. Because if I begin to ask questions like, how did he even, like, he's raped you the first time he raped you. Fool me once, but twice, 3 times to keep a job. And right now you're even wishing you were not here on earth. I mean, this thing, it needs to stop. And there's no way you can record and take evidence or whatever. It's your word against his. If nobody believes you, walk. You have your sanity, you have your self-respect, and you have
Your marriage
everything.
and
You're
family.
married to protect. See, I don't know how you even feel right now. Like, it's so humiliating. I don't even know whether there's a word as dehumanizing.
It is.
There
But,
is.
like, I can't begin to, you've been raped the first time and you have accepted it because it happens sometimes. I mean, there's a process. If someone is about to rape you, they overpower you. He has done that the first time. You don't put yourself in the same situation. You don't go into his office. You need to say something. You need to write something. You need to go to HR. You need to tell a friend. You need to tell a colleague. Like, please get out of the situation. Just resign. If you need to resign, if you think that, but I think you should speak up. You should say that, listen, I won't take this anymore. This is what you've done. I'm telling HR. I'm telling somebody. I'm telling the boss, because I'm sure your boss has a boss. Because, or put his name out there. Do something drastic because you cannot continue in this situation. There is no way.
Maybe she's also thinking about her marriage.
Maybe
she doesn't want her husband to know what's going on.
Yeah, so whatever it is, find a way of leaving the circumstance, the job. Because even if it doesn't make sense, well, but definitely, see, your husband will get to know. The things that you keep on feeling like you cannot say to your husband, you cannot say in your marriage, you keep quiet. One day, something small will trigger the whole thing and somebody will say something, you will say something. Listen, it's better to come clean, say what is happening. You are the victim. You are not the one who is perpetrating the act. Say something, because you can't continue like this. The next time we hear, God forbid, you may have lost your life. And then who wins in the whole situation? This man? Anyway.
Like Tina is saying, you need to say something. I mean, if not for yourself, for the next victim. Because this guy is not going to stop anytime soon. He's taking advantage of the fact that these days it's hard for people to get jobs. And I can understand where you're coming from, whereby your husband is probably home, he's so frustrated, he doesn't have a job, and you guys are looking to make it based on what you're bringing home. But you can't continue like this, really, you cannot. A lot of things are at stake. Your health is at stake. You could get pregnant by this man. What are you going to tell your husband after you get pregnant? You could contract all sorts of diseases and give it to your husband who is already frustrated. I know it's hard, but really it is not worth it. He's not worth your time. He needs to be jailed. Or if you don't speak up, my dear, he will continue to take advantage of you, continue to take advantage of young women who are coming. It's a hard life out there, but you need to really put yourself together. Quit, report him, do something. Don't sit and do nothing. I know it's hard, but please do something. And while you're working at doing something, please start taking out your CVs. Look for another job. Look for another alternative. Try and gather some money to be able to start something that you can do by yourself at home, like on your own. Start something. Bring some ideas. You can speak to your husband. Come up with ideas that will help you to be. I don't know how to put get into this whole entrepreneurial thing, share ideas, but we will not advise that you stay there and allow this man to keep treating you like this. Please do something and do it quickly, please. And don't kill yourself. I don't want you feeling that the next alternative is to kill yourself, because I can imagine where you are at right now. Find a counselor, somebody to speak to you, to help you. You need to talk to someone. This is not the kind of thing that you keep to yourself, because it will kill you. This man will kill you. Your own psyche will kill you. Find somebody that you can trust to talk to. If it's not family members, no. Find a neutral person, a counselor, a professional, somebody who can help you and take you through this process. But by all means, please leave the job. You will not die. If you leave the job, you will survive. Something else will come up, but please leave, please.
So sad.
Okay, Tina and Livy have said most of it, but I just wanted to touch on something else. When it comes to the way you carry yourself in the workplace as a lady is extremely important. Very important. The thing is, some of these predators who are in the workplace, the question is that out of 10 women who are employed, they don't take it out on all the 10. They take it out on some of them. One, they need to sense that form of desperation from you, like you are desperate for the job. When you have that desperation around you, desperate for the job, they know that they can dish anything out to you and you take it because you need to maintain the job.
Yeah.
Number two, when you go around bootlicking, trying to get ahead of your peers by getting too close to your bosses. No, there are people who just, as soon as they enter the organization, they target the main men, the decision makers. They want to get so close. They want to do all kinds of favors that are not in your KPI, like giving them breakfast in the morning, buying them all kinds of little to show so they can get favor. Some of these things that ladies do in the workplace, I'm not saying that you should be hard and and everything, but you see there's a fear ejuma where when you are home you submit to your husbands or your parents or you do. Take those things out of the workplace.
Right.
Workplace is for workplace. Be as professional as you can get. Now, when you come off as very professional, where all you talk about is your work, how to do. Of course, you should be able to mingle with your colleagues and everything, but you don't do the excessives. The thing is that you're not an easy target. Right. Number two, stop spending unreasonable hours with colleagues or bosses of opposite sex outside of normal working hours.
Right.
So why do you have to stay in the office 8, 9, 10, 11? Only you and your boss. You are working on something, deadline. Nobody else is around. Sometimes, even though the boss has not asked you for any favors or the boss not do anything, it's only fair that you get some other colleagues to, look, even a friend of yours in the office, oh, Charlie, Olivia, so I'm going to be working late, me and so. Going home, I don't want to be alone. So could you hang around, let's all just hang around, help me do this. Just so that there's always a third eye around you. Right. Because we are human beings. How our minds think, our bodies think, sometimes you can't control it. And maybe in the essence, because you get so comfortable with each other because the person is your boss, you might make some statements or he will make a statement, you laugh at the statement. And instead of him thinking that, oh, you are just being polite, he thinks it as a green light to do whatever he or she wants to do. Because there are also women bosses who also prey on, male, subordinates. So all I'm trying to say is that, look, ladies, as much as possible, because we are easy targets, carry yourself properly and professionally in the workplace. That's number one. Number two, we fear the unknown too much. This job that you think that is what is bringing you money for the house, you'll be surprised that if you let go of this job, most likely, one, you probably find either a better job or your entrepreneurial skills that you probably have innately, which you didn't even know you had, will kick in because of the the situation, because things are hard. You guys need to do something. It might kick in from somewhere, and the next thing you know, in the next 2-3 years, you'd ask yourself, so if I could do this, how come I was working for all these years?
Right.
I could have done A, I could have done B, I could have done C. So the thing is that, look, and things that affect your mindset, your ability to be comfortable, your conscience, is so terrible. Do you know how it feels like you wake up every morning, your husband says, oh, wifey, you're going to work, I love you, kisses you. The feeling of guilt, the feeling of debt. When your husband wants to sleep with you, you cannot even bring yourself to, it's too much for you to carry as a human being. When you keep on going like that, the tendencies of committing suicide is just going to go higher and higher and higher.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is to get out of that situation, no matter how much you're earning from that situation. Now, you say he takes your phones and everything. Now, if there's a particular room where he always forces you, you don't need to wait till he's taking your phone to see that there's no way to get evidence. Get somebody, a trusted person, come
to the door.
You can even go to Facebook and just scout for people who have these gadgets filmmakers, and I said, like, you know what, get a random filmmaker that I have a situation. I have a situation in the office. I need help with this. I'm sure you'll find somebody who will give you some equipment that you can leave there for 24 hours just to get him to attempt to do something. And for crying out loud, you can't scream, you can't shout, you can't run.
It's not even like touching and leaving.
You can't
it's
run.
in the office.
Yeah. And it's in the office. Look, you can get somebody to give you some gadgets that you put somewhere that can even be remotely controlled. You can even do it such that when the thing is happening, before they take off the thing, maybe there's something you press, give signal to somebody will call the HR of the company, live stream it. Live stream it to HR for HR to see and even walk in the act. Look, there are so many things you could do to trap this person. But the thing is that you're not thinking out of the box. You are afraid. You are desperate for the job. You think that this is the only thing that can feed you and your family because your husband is out of job. And what you are doing is that you are trading in your conscience. You are trading in your self-respect. You are trading in your chastity, your integrity, your everything just for the coins that the job is going to pay you. And that is why you feel like exiting this planet. So the thing is that, look, I feel it's a psychological issue. She needs a counselor. She needs a counselor to break down what is, what could be,
and what is not.
And what is not. And then once she gets that ordered, then she can now think of bringing her husband into the picture, but it's going to break the husband in so many ways. And but the thing is that by all means, don't let this happen again. Don't let it happen again. Look, because before he gets you in the office alone, if you have to close early, close early. If you have to defy him, get a best friend in the office where, as soon as that person is leaving, sorry, this issue is just, as soon as that person is leaving, you're also leaving with the person. Never find yourself alone with this boss of yours.
Don't create that.
Don't create that.
Yeah. Just leave
the job. Just leave the job. And like Olivia said, look, just get your CVs, draw them all over.
Start looking.
In this day and age, people even put them online. And people call people they don't even know and then just offer them jobs just out of the box. Exactly. They poach them. So please, leave that environment. Keep your sanity in check. Just leave. But as for the evidence, dear, gathering it is not difficult. Get any of these videographers, any of these people. I'm sure if she comes to City Cry, you can get somebody who can provide her a gadget that she can place in the office that can remotely record without the guy's knowledge as evidence. Exactly. Even you have some. You can give out. So I mean, there's a lot of ways to seek help. A lot of ways to get that evidence. The evidence is not only your phone. Just it's enough. No, get the evidence without him knowing that you are taking the evidence.
That means it will happen again. Just leave.
Just leave.
Question.
But
should she tell her husband, involve her husband?
I think so.
Yeah.
You see, the thing is that there are certain issues. It's easier hearing it from the horse's own mouth than being presented. Look, the husband is out of job. He's probably looking for a job. Yeah. He's probably going to sit with somebody who knows this boss. This boss will be gloating about some woman who did the office where the way they fired a thing. The woman said, then there's a common friend who probably mentioned the woman's name. Something will happen. And something will pop up and the man will find out, sitting amongst other guys, to find out something like this, and he has no idea. He's going to come home and not even give you the opportunity to give your side of the story. So sometimes it's important that when things are happening of this nature, you see, disclose it, then you're free. Because already it's too heavy for your brain to carry. Then you're free. Or maybe you can tell your husband, like, babes, I know that you're not working, but I have to leave this job. Why? This is what happened. I can't afford for it to happen again. He'll get angry. Why don't you report it? And this guy, Well, I couldn't get evidence. But I know how this thing plays out. I don't want my name in the mud. I don't want your name in the mud. But I can't afford for this to happen again. So because of this, that's why I'm leaving the job. I can't do that. I love you too much to allow someone to be taking advantage of me in the office just because of A, B, C, D, E. He'll get angry because he's settling in now, but he'll by all means forgive you. And in future, he would respect you because you took yourself out of the situation because you respected your marriage. But if you continue to be there, and then he finds out, especially when you are still there, then his thing is going to be like, oh, so you were enjoying it.
Yes.
And that is why you continue to work there.
Exactly.
Why didn't you tell me
Yeah.
I'm your husband? Why couldn't you come to me?
Yeah.
Now, those are the questions that you need to answer later. Now, you don't want it to get there. So leave. And it's an opportunity for you to tell your husband, this is why I'm leaving.
Comments. Louisa says, what do you mean? Madame, whatever happens to you is 80% your fault. The removing of your underwear until the time of penetration, and you couldn't save yourself. You enjoy it, but feel dirty at the same time. Don't quit the job and be there till you get AIDS.
That's
Why?
an unfortunate comment.
Yeah.
Very.
Yes, yeah.
We can't judge her outright like
Yeah.
that. Felix says, is this a problem? I feel you're enjoying it and you're just holding grief for your husband. Are you the only staff in that office if you want to collect evidence? Your boss also has people who reports to whom you can confide in if you think you might lose your job or be victimized. Senna says, in as much as I feel sad and grief and grief by your experience, I think you had a thing for your boss and he just had to make an attempt to easily get you to sleep with him. You probably have in the past been having sensual conversations with him, so he played on that. Sandra says, I bet you the first one may be forced, but the subsequent ones cannot be. Madame, come clean. People don't believe her. Bright says, quit the job, reports to the police, get a feminist pro bono lawyer to sue your boss and the company. Don't lose your dignity to money. Hilda says, 3 days fasting and prayers may make a way out for you. Better still, tell your husband, but don't include the sex part. 3 days fasting and prayers will work.
How would it work?
Forget it.
Lucy, sorry. Lucy says, I think if you need evidence against your boss, you can maneuver and get it. Unless you're treating him with kids' gloves or encouraging him to continue with their office sexcapades. Yeah, but it seems like a lot of people don't doubt her.
You see,
But,
the
we
thing
established
is,
that, like, the first time, okay,
Yeah.
you didn't see it coming.
But the
how is he raping you
second and the
continuously?
But you see,
third,
that's what I'm saying, that is the mind.
Yeah.
You see, sometimes when you see people in situations like that, if you who know what you're about, you know what you are worth, you know your value, you know what you can do, what you can't do, you won't stand for some of these things to happen the first time, much less the second or third time. But there are some people who feel lucky to even have the opportunity to be able to earn some money to take care of their family. And you see, some people are just in a very defeatist mindset, and you can even go back to the girl's upbringing. She was probably brought up in a way where she was shut down at everything she did. She never had an opinion. She never had a say in anything. You could probably go back into her upbringing and realize that she's just one of those people who just can't break out of a certain shell. That's why I'm saying that this may be more psychological than everybody thinks it is. Because ideally, every normal person, if it happens once, twice, I don't even have to report. My mouth, like the sheer fact that you are trying to rape me in the office, what my mouth would do to you, I don't think you'd ever think of doing it again.
Yeah.
You wouldn't.
Yeah.
You understand? But there are also some people who have that boss mentality. They can never say anything against their boss. They can never go contrary to anything their boss is saying. Everything, boss is. There are people who are like that. And these bosses play on the ignorance and the timidity of some of these people.
And they know exactly who to
And they
prey
know
on.
exactly
Yeah.
who to play on. That's what I'm saying, that once you are working in the environment, carry yourself well so that you don't become an easy target.
But
Sister, we need to go for a commercial break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Sister on City TV and 97.3 City FM. Remember, your comments are welcome on 054-998-6996 or send an email to jessica@cityfmonline.com. A message from Ni in Accra says, I recently hacked my wife's phone and discovered some disturbing messages between herself and her friends about me. She described me in unprintable words and told stories about how I was unable to perform in bed. She told her friends that my manhood was not functional and hence her sex life was non-existent. She said she's been intimate with better men and I was below the standard. She also messaged another man that she was sex-starved and needed attention. She described me as immature and a waste of time. She's threatened to divorce me on 3 different occasions. I recently decided to sell my house and she insulted me to her friends as not being independent. She said she was giving me 3 years and that she will cut me off like grape juice. Grape juice? Okay. Yeah, well. She said by then her finances will be sorted and her house will be ready. I felt so disturbed because I'm the only provider of the house. I give her 2,500 Ghana cedis every month and I feel like I'm not doing enough. Sisters, how can I keep my wife? I'm surprised he wants to keep her.
You can't keep somebody who doesn't want you. You can't keep somebody, no, my guy, no.
You just got Olivia, you're singing or no.
No, listen, the reason why I'm very upset about all of this is that he's had the evidence. She's been extremely disrespectful to him. Intimately, like who goes out to disrespect their husbands when they love them about intimacy? That's why it's done behind closed doors. Like she's disrespecting the fact that he's not good in bed, he's this, he's that. She doesn't want you, and you pay her 2,500 cedis every month. She doesn't appreciate it. She doesn't appreciate you as a human being, what you do for her, however you're looking to show that you love her, because she just doesn't want you, which makes me wonder why she even said yes to even begin with. Because if clearly the sex isn't good, you don't like the person, you don't want, I feel like it's time for people to stop ticking boxes about what society expects of them. People are getting married for all sorts of reasons. People are ruining homes for all sorts of reasons. Listen, marriage is for mature people. And the day you say I do, you need to be saying I do to a lot of things. Like, it's not an easy walk in the park. It's not. And if you know that you don't have the heart or the love for whoever it is, don't bring them into your trash. These are human beings we're talking about, people's hearts, people's emotions. Look at this guy. He's thinking he loves his wife to bits. He's sacrificing everything he has to make her know that he really loves her. But
she's busy just putting him out there. So sad.
Listen, and she's also demanding a divorce. Give it to her.
She's threatening. She said in 3 years.
And she's throwing a bluff as well.
My course.
And she doesn't even appreciate the fact that you have a house. And I don't even know why you're looking to sell your house. Listen, this girl here, you could literally cut your head off and put it on a silver platter for her, and she wouldn't appreciate it. Listen, this is not the kind of marriage you want, and I'm so great. I hope there are no kids in this situation. Listen, you don't want to have a child with somebody like this who would disrespect you in front of your children, who would end up saying that she's going to leave the kids with you and go party with her friends because at the end of the day, she didn't ask for it. She got pregnant by mistake. You wanted the child. Listen, she wants a divorce. Serve it for her. Just give it to her. Life doesn't have to be like this. Marriage shouldn't be like this. Trust me, you will find somebody who would appreciate you for who you are. I say this all the time. I know that it's hard. I know. Because you love her to bits. As we speak, you're even looking to do more for her. Because you're wondering the 2,500, maybe if I step it up a bit, maybe if I make it 5,000, she would love you. When she doesn't have it for you to start with. She doesn't. So please, let her go.
Anyway, so this is what I think, right? You actually hacked her phone because you probably saw some signs of something that made you hack her phone.
Right.
Exactly.
So there are reasons for your actions.
Right.
There's ground for suspicion. There's clearly some disrespect somewhere, some confusion, argument somewhere between the two of you. And it's made you push yourself to hack her phone. So that's one. Then two, you go and what you're looking for, or it's not necessarily what you're looking for. You go digging and you find in the affirmative that it's actually happening. There's foul play. That she may not have cheated on you yet, but she has released sensitive information that has happened just between the two of you to friends, and she's actually calling on someone to satisfy her needs. Whereas what happened to the option of working on your marriage to make it work, to solve the problem? So all these things I call a blessing for you.
In disguise, yep.
You have seen the evidence. You have seen that this is the move. The calculated number of time or the what do you call that? The estimated number of years that you're going to be used for.
And kicked out, yep.
You've seen
You have
everything.
Yeah.
You
have
have
the filler.
all the things you
Evidence.
need. And for me, if you don't see this as a blessing, then either your love, what you're calling love is not love. It's obsession, or
It has been typed somewhere in Ogukpo.
or the fact that you, the fear of the unknown. Sometimes when I leave, maybe you suffered to even get this one. So now that you've gotten one and you are there, you are thinking that maybe this is your cross. This is what you have to suffer, my dear. I just want you to know that you have had something that so many people don't have. That is foresight. That is intel. Use it to your advantage. Have a plan. Pack your bags wherever. Don't make it a long fight. You say you want to sell the house that you are even living in. Go ahead.
Let's with her in it.
Yeah. pack your things, get a place, move to settle down nicely, and then sell your house. If she will call you irresponsible, immature, whatever, it's fine. You see, please, you have a blessing on your hands. Use it.
Rosina's legs have been going like this.
Yeah.
Like I know she wants to say something.
No, I mean, Tina, the reason why he hacked the phone was because he was suspecting something.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. Now, your suspicions have been confirmed. Confirmed. Neat. Now, you see, if I were him, they've said a lot, so I don't want to go through everything they've said. If I were him, this is what I would do. Like Olivia said, I don't know why you want to sell the house. You have an asset. You are probably selling it to increase. You see, that 2.5 you are giving the woman is even more than some people's salaries.
A lot of people. Oh, plenty.
So you are paying her full salary. And if you give her 2.5 a month, it doesn't mean that as and when things arise, you don't dote her with some money. Now, all the monies you are giving her, she's using it as a budget to finance her own property.
That is why she knows the number of years she needs.
So she knows. So if already you pre-finance your own house, you want to sell your house. Master, this is what you should do. Sell your house
Get another
to a known person that you buy back after the divorce.
That's
Now
smart.
that somebody is planning against you, now you have intel. Use it to your advantage. Because at the point of divorce, you probably don't want to have too many assets to be shared.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Smart.
Sell your house to somebody that you're going to buy back later. So it's off your books as your assets. Because it's a wicked woman. You have to meet her with that same level of wickedness. You understand? That 2.5 you are giving her,
Stop.
Slash it.
stop. The divorce that she's asking for, grant it. And don't get into a conversation with her about what you have seen. Look, I have a problem. You see, even when you have issues with your partner and you want to discuss with your friends, you can discuss the issues, but there are certain grounds you don't go to. You can't discuss your man, not your boyfriend or your husband's manhood.
Chale.
How?
His ill performance.
How?
Say, you can't do, look.
But how do you even feel? How
You
do
can
you
be
even
unhappy
as a
about the
person?
fact that, oh, he did this, oh, he said this, and he should. That one you can
Granted.
you can tell your friends, a very trusted friend, about some of these things. But there are certain topics about your husband, your wife, your mouth. Even if your mind is thinking it, you shouldn't process it into your mouth for it to come out. Yeah. So anytime you walk out with your husband and your friends are around, or your friends come to visit, and your husband gets out of the room, and your friends are like, oh, they're not laughing because they're happy to see you. They're laughing with you.
Heads.
They are ridiculing you.
Right.
So they are ridiculing you, and you think that, oh, your friends are really nice. When they see me, they're excited. Meanwhile, they are laughing. They can they are picturing the size of your manhood.
Yes,
They
that's the
can
first thing
imagine your
they
She hasn't
performance.
even showed them a picture. At this rate.
Yeah.
Yes,
Charlie.
So at the end of it,
Oh, Charlie.
this
So
is
well.
not a woman that you should be wanting to keep, to ask us how you should keep her. This is a woman you should let go of.
Yeah.
So if I were you, this information that you had, because the information is information that was going out to her friends, that is an honest feeling. That's how she honestly feels about you. Look, my dear, use it to your advantage. When you see, for me, when you find information like this and you talk about it, it's an opportunity to work on it.
Yeah.
Because you want
And explain
and
and all that.
This one, I don't think is something that you should work on. She wants a divorce. Okay. Now you have this information. No problem. Keep the information close to your chest. She wants a divorce. Okay, granted. I'll give you the divorce. Yeah. Now, if she decides to bring up in the divorce that I want property and I want this and I want that, then you tender this in as evidence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
She's
trying
got
to say?
evidence.
So all I'm saying is that get out of her life as quickly as possible. Let her stop using you to finance her project. If anything at all, you should have a stake in that project.
Thank you.
Exactly.
It's your money after all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's possible that you probably don't even know about that project. You probably didn't got to know after bagging the phone that she probably even had some project that she was doing. So my dear,
Charlie.
your message said we should tell you how to keep it. But my dear, this
We
is
don't
not
know how
something we
to
don't
keep
want
it.
you to keep
We
it.
don't want you to keep
This
her.
is something you drop quickly.
Hot.
There's somebody who is praying for half of you.
I know someone. Contact me.
Yes.
Who is praying for half of you to make her life
2-5.
complete.
2-5.
Charlie, full-time
Are you
job,
okay?
oh.
I mean, guy do my girl.
Are you okay, Craig?
2-5. Make crowd from the What is
Anyway.
that?
Anyway.
And you know what? And I think what saddens my heart is that, you see, it's so funny. I don't know whether it's wrong men finding right women or wrong women finding right
It's
men.
just a world of misfits.
It's very sad
Yeah.
when you find men who are willing to make marriage work, take care of their wives, are going the extra mile, and they end up with women who are so full of S. You understand? And the other one too, you find a woman who is so hardworking,
trying.
putting her all and everything,
And the
and
man
then
is
they're
just
also meeting men
gallivanting.
who are just
You're busy getting two boys with side chicks.
Tell me about it.
You see, then it aches me when I hear things like that.
Anyway.
But gentlemen, if this is the true situation, I think that, like Tina said, this was your blessing. So take it as a blessing and rather use it to hatch your plan to exit this marriage. I mean, you are better off being alone than being with something like this. Yeah.
You know, and just listening to or reading the message he sent and the fact that he ended it with, like, I feel I give her 2,500 every month, and I feel I'm not doing enough. Like, he actually is
Really?
looking for ways to do
Yeah,
more.
that's what I'm
And the
saying.
fact that he can give out
That
2,500
guy.
a month, it
Yeah.
means that he's
Charlie,
he's
give
working.
me the guy's
He's okay.
number. I need some. I have some. Yeah.
Some
Charlie? No, the guy is special. But I mean, I think the ladies have said it's a blessing in disguise. You know, plan towards your
That's
exit,
it.
get her
That's
out,
it.
move on with your life.
If it's a
Go on
pot
there.
they've put you into, then you have to take yourself
I'm
out of the
telling
pot.
you. Ruby says, this is sad. I think you should divorce her ASAP. Very disrespectful. She's in for the money. Kwame says, OMG, this is disheartening. I'll be the first to let you off the hook before those 3 years approach. Ray says, do you communicate well as a couple? Has she complained about any of these to you personally? If not, couldn't she speak to you? No one marries his or her enemy. And if you're not meeting her expectations in marriage, you should talk and work it out. Before
Who
you
is
make
that?
any decisions, confront
Relax,
your wife with what you discovered and see. All the best. Kiki says, if she gets to know that you've hacked her phone, be careful she doesn't poison you. It's happened to someone before. After the incident, the lady just traveled abroad. Joanna says, hey, some women. Want, no gets no want. Singing in Patient Ozogo's voice. Please, leave her before she kills you and takes all your properties. Ayo, a word to the wise is enough. Hey, some women. Want, no gets no want. Indeed. Farida says, in fact, you're doing more than enough. But if the sex part is true, then brother, better go and get treatment and talk to her as well. Kofi says, this one, if you don't leave her, Angel Michael Seth will beat you for dreaming inside. We'll go for a commercial break. We'll be right back. And you're welcome back to Sister. Your comments are welcome. 054-998-6996. And remember, if you have questions you'd like us to address on the show, you can send them in on the same WhatsApp number as well. Or send it to jessica@cityfmonline.com. A message here says, there's this guy I'm dating, and due to certain reasons, I am living with him. His house is close to his ex's, so she always visits him. She sometimes cooks in my guy's house when her gas is finished. And I've been complaining for so long, but he always tells me they have nothing going on and that he can't stop her from coming to the house because they're family friends. What should I do? Yes. Rosie, since you are laughing.
Please, I beg you.
What? I'm sorry, I missed it.
You lost everything.
Are you serious?
She's living with her boyfriend.
Okay.
There's an ex who's always coming to the house when she
Neighbor.
needs something. When her gas finishes, she'll
dear.
come and cook in his house. And he says that he can't do anything about it because they're family
Because they are
friends.
family friends. Jess, you see, I have a clear-cut answer to this. But I realized recently that, or like a couple of months ago, that people actually don't see anything wrong continuing being friends with their exes. It shocked me.
Depends on how you broke up.
Yes. So they feel like, well, the person is not causing any harm to our relationship. They can call me as and when. I can see them as and when. So it's not an issue. But I only realized this a few months ago that people actually don't have a problem with it. So from my perspective, before knowing this, mine is I'm done with you, or you're my ex. That is who you are, an ex. Do you get what I'm saying? So, and especially if in my current relationship, my partner has said, I'm uncomfortable with this person, you just put an end to it, like straight away. How important is this person to you than me? Or who is your priority? On the scale of people, who comes first? So if I tell you that, okay, because I can't take the fact that she comes to cook in your house, I'm walking, would you let me go? So my thing is, you need to, who's talking now? Who's complaining?
The guy.
No,
it's a woman.
The woman, sorry.
Yeah.
So it's another lady
Okay.
who's been coming
The lady
into
the
their
guy is
house
currently
to come and
seeing.
cook.
Yes.
So now you
That's
need
one
to have a
incident.
conversation with him and say that, listen, this is my biggest concern and it threatens my relationship. The fact that I'm always even thinking that something may be going on is not good for the sanity, or it's not healthy for the relationship. So I don't want her to come anymore. I don't want her to be in your life in terms of maybe you guys can communicate. I don't know what your terms are, what you'll be comfortable with. But coming to your boyfriend's place to cook when her gas is finished.
Why?
Why? You don't have parents, or you can't buy takeout, or you can't do something for the meantime so that you buy your gas later. I mean, it's too much. So I would say that have a conversation and let him know how important or grave the situation is to you. And if he doesn't do anything about it,
Take a
know
decision, yeah.
there goes your answer. That's Charlie.
You know
Some
that's-
waters run deeper than you think.
So it's not like you're married or anything. You're just boyfriend,
No,
girlfriend.
boyfriend,
and then
girlfriend. They are, but they are
But
living
ex is
together.
lurking
they're
around.
living together.
Yeah.
But you see, but that's the thing about being in a relationship. You're in the relationship hoping that what is going somewhere, Abi. And if the guy as at now, when the relationship that you have is supposed to be lovey-dovey, whereby everybody's in love and you're communicating, oh babe, you know I don't like this, and then you listen and stuff. If this is prelims of your entire relationship and he doesn't respect how you feel
Preach
about
on,
your
sister.
ex, I'm sorry. Like, he should be empathetic of you. How would he feel if it was your ex who was looking all hot and fine, comes into your space and he wants to take a swim or he wants to take a bath in your bedroom?
Because his water is finished.
Thank you. Because his water is finished. How would you feel?
Right.
Oh, so we have to be empathetic of each other. The fact that she's your ex and you know you both don't have anything going on, it's a big source of concern to your partner, because you know why it's a source of concern? Because there's been intimacy before. And once there's intimacy, the
That will spark
possibility
that
that it could happen again is high, because you don't need much to actually get the firewood burning.
Just reminisce.
Thank you. And why would you want to encourage such a thing? It's okay if you claim that, oh, how you broke up wasn't very, like, what caused you to break up wasn't a biggie, and you guys want to text or what. I wouldn't entertain that. You've broken up, dead, it's done and dusted. So it's one thing texting the person, it's another thing entertaining the person in your home with your girlfriend being uncomfortable, and you feel like you think that it's okay
Because you're family friends.
because you have family. What kind of family friends do you shag? You've shagged, and she could want to shag you again. I mean, everything about it is wrong. And as Tina was saying, have that conversation with him. If he thinks that you're making a big deal, I don't know, I will walk. Because if it's not important to him, if you are not important to him, if you are not priority to him, did you go or did you come? What's the status of your relationship? He doesn't care. Walk. Yeah.
Did you
go or did you come?
Rosie, talk to me.
You see, I don't buy the idea that an ex should be an enemy, but definitely not your bestie. Now, if the ex is reasonable enough, they would give you that
They would
space.
respect your current relationship.
They would respect, and the thing is that, you see, I have been somebody's ex, and somebody is also my ex. But I have an ex whose wife respects me and talks to me so much. So sometimes calls to me, I can just say, oh, say. And the reason why she's able to do that is because she knows that I have respected her relationship.
Giving them space.
Giving them space. I don't go and visit him. I don't talk to him. I don't have that kind of, I've just left them to have their own whatever. Now she realizes that, oh, Rosie's a really nice person. So she, out of her own
Volition.
admires me from afar and will see me and have a random conversation with me, and it's okay. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's because I have respected their space. Now, when you have an ex that respects you enough to respect your decision that you have made and respect your space, they would even put themselves in that situation where your current girlfriend would even have a problem, or your current wife would have a problem with you. The moment you put yourself into that space where the person's current ish or the person's current wife has a problem with you, then it means that you, the woman, now you don't respect yourself. You don't respect yourself. That's what it is. When I am your ex and I keep you've left me, but I keep putting myself in your space.
Self-put.
Self-put. What does that speak of me? I can't have enough of you. I still want you. I am
Looking for an opportunity.
I'm looking for an opportunity. Like, for me, it's cheapening myself. When somebody doesn't want you, they don't want you, let them go. Now, when you have an ex who is not reasonable enough to know that being an ex, you need to respect that space in order to maintain that civility that may exist between two people. Because when you have an ex that respects their space and their position, then you can afford to be civil. You can afford to meet in the marketplace at an event and say, oh, hi, hello, what's up? It's not like you meet and you get angry like you don't talk to each other. No. That only happens when the ex doesn't respect themselves. Now, if the ex is doing that and you, the man, your current wife or girlfriend says, I'm not comfortable with this. The moment the man says, well, there's nothing I can do about it, that's the biggest red flag, especially when you're dating. It's the biggest red flag, especially when you're dating. The man, if you're a man, a proper man, you should be able to stand your grounds and tell your ex that, look, you know that both of us are no more together. And I know that we understand each other. We've been family friends for long. But I now have a girlfriend. I really love her. And I really want to take this the whole 9 yards. And it's nothing personal. But for us to make the relationship work, it would be nice if you don't come over when your gas finishes. Like, it would be nice if you just don't think that you can walk in anytime.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll still be friends. When I meet you, we'll still chat, we'll still be okay. But I think that you need to respect certain boundaries. Not because of her, but because of me. Because this is somebody that I like. I really want to be with the person. So because of me, respect the boundaries just because of me. And this person should be able to do that because of you.
Right.
If you, the man, cannot stand up and do that for your woman,
What can you do?
then me, the woman, it means that you are not worth my time and energy. I will not continue staying in that house with you. Because plain living with you already, you're already getting some benefits that you haven't even earned.
Yeah.
So I'll withdraw all those benefits and even withdraw the title of being your girlfriend and move on. I can't come and kill myself.
That's all.
Yeah.
Go back.
I'm curious, Livy. What kind of relationships do you keep with your exes?
I don't have.
No, you don't have
You
exes.
don't
is
have
that what you're
exes
saying?
at all.
No.
An ex.
Zero.
No.
No. Wow.
Wow.
Because I mean, Tina was pretty clear. It's done.
No.
It's over. You are like.
I'm very civil with my. In fact, I have. There's only one ex that I don't talk to because of one, not how we broke up, but the fact that when we broke up, he didn't respect my space. He didn't respect my space. I said, look, I can't have this. I've moved on. Respect that space.
Right.
And because of that, I will not tolerate him. I will
Right.
not have anything to do with him. But the moment you can respect my space, the moment you can respect the fact that I've moved on, because you see, this world is, for me, I think the world is a very funny place. You don't know where you meet people. You don't know where you probably need somebody for something or anything. So no need making enemies when there's no need.
Yeah.
The only thing that happened was that we were in a relationship, it didn't work out. We all both decided to go our separate ways. So we shouldn't be enemies. But by all means, do not disrespect whatever decision I make after.
Yeah.
Do not make my... Yeah, that one.
We have to go. Unfortunately, we're out of time. Sorry, Tina. I know you had something to say. But yeah, we'll end it here. Don't forget, guys, you can send your comments to jessica@cityfmonline.com. And if there are any messages that you sent tonight that didn't get read, no worries. We'll do that on subsequent episodes. Thanks for watching. Thanks to the ladies as well. Tina, Olivia, and Rosina for coming through. We'll be back same time next week. Cheers.